It is great catching up with my next guest because she's going to be back in action June 18th, UFC Fight Night, taking on Natalia Silva. It is Jasmine Jasudavicius back here on the program. Jazz, how are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah. How about you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking. Not everyone asks how I'm doing, so I like that. Big news since you and I last spoke. You've got new management. You're with First Round. Tell me how this all came together.
Yeah, I had one of the guys, Maurice. He has been kind of like hitting me up since like my CFFC, the my loss actually. He messaged me after my loss and just like, hey, or he talked to me before that, and then even after my loss, he said, hey, just want to let you know, like we're still interested, and if you have any questions, like he wasn't pushy about it. He wasn't like being mean or anything. Every once in a while, he would just like check in on me. Hey, just keeping us in your mind, and I really like that he wasn't trying to like overstep anything. He wasn't trying to push me or anything. He was just like literally, hey, just want to keep my name in your ear, like you know
Yeah.
what I mean. And so it was like for a long time that he was doing that, and then finally like it got to the point where I thought that different management would be a good next step for me, and decided to go and visit them, and they took us out for dinner, and showed us what's up, and I really like them. I've been super happy with them. They're the ones that set up everything to go train with at ATT, and yeah, super happy with them.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, let's talk about ATT. We'll start there first. How was it getting to train there? I know there's a lot of women down there right now as far as training partners. How cool is that, getting to go train at one of the best gyms in the world?
It was amazing, like just their practices are very similar to ours. Like we start off Monday hard wrestling, they start off Monday hard wrestling. It's almost the exact same schedule, like 11 and then an evening session. And so it's like Monday wrestling, Tuesday striking, like Wednesday jits, like that kind of the same as us, but it was awesome. Like they have a huge girls team that I got to work with, and then in addition to the team that I was working with, there was like also like the other girls too. It's like Joanna, she was doing a lot of one-on-one stuff. She's in camp. She's got a huge fight, and so unfortunately I didn't get to train with her, but. I look forward to continuing the relationship with ATT and going down there again and hopefully get to work with her next time.
That's awesome. And a little bit closer for you too, is because it's obviously on the East Coast as opposed to, going to Vegas. I know you've also trained a bit at Syndicate as well, right? For this camp, or was that, I was trying to remember.
Yeah, I thought that I was gonna be on an earlier card, so I figured go to Vegas at the start of camp, get the looks, see what's working, see what's not, and then come home and kind of tailor it. But then I got booked for a little bit later. So when I was in Vegas, it was a great experience because I wasn't in camp, so I really got to like explore more. I wasn't so like tunnel vision on doing the things that I want to do in the fight and that kind of stuff. And so I had a great time in Vegas. I was able to watch Strickland spar every single
Oh,
day.
cool.
And yeah, it was awesome. I would just ask him like, okay, where are you sparring today? And like I had that extra time that I didn't have to be home resting to get ready for my next session because I wasn't in camp.
Mhm.
So it was like a lot more free, and it was like way more of like a learning trip as opposed to like a grinding trip.
Mhm.
So that's how I kind of like started my camp, pre started, I guess,
Mhm.
and then was home for a bit, and then went out to ATT for like that the hard work, getting those like the hard rounds in with the girls, seeing what's working, seeing what's not, and I've been back home for like 4 or 5 days now,
Okay.
and yeah, like this camp has been awesome. I've kind of been all over the place, but it's been really good camp.
That's great. How is it as well? Because I know Aaron Jeffrey, your teammate back home, is at Sanford, which are kind of like rival gyms. Have you guys been kind of joking about that a little bit?
Yeah, actually, so Chris came down for like 3 days. We've got so many guys. We've got 11 fights in 9 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, the coaches are busy as hell right now. But Chris was able to come down for a couple days with us. So I mean, between his time of watching me and Ashley Nichols came with me, so
Oh,
watching
awesome.
us and watching Aaron, he was back and forth. But I went down and watched like a little bit of the practice at Sanford. I was hoping maybe jump in there a little bit and then go
Yeah, come
over,
back,
but
get the best of both worlds. Yeah.
yeah, but it was like all there was one big girl there, and it's all big guys there, so couldn't be a better room for Aaron right now in his preparation.
Yeah, no, I agree there. All right, well, let's talk about your opponent, Natalia Silva, 12-5-1 record. What do you know about her? How do you feel like you match up against her here?
I don't know much. She hasn't fought in 2 years, so who knows what she's gonna be like. And that's part of the reason why I've been like venturing out a lot, because I want to get all the different looks that I possibly could get. Orthodox, southpaw, in and out dancing. The people that are standing there still, like every look that I can get, I'm trying to get right now because I don't know what she's gonna be like. I know not in 2 years, like you could be a completely different fighter. So I'm actually looking forward to that because there's nothing that I have to like, be overly concerned about. It's like I can go in there and be free. It's like being back on the amateur scene. Like who knows? Let's see. Let's just go in there and fight.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then you talked about camp there, obviously at ATT. Who did you have a chance to work with over there? I don't know if you remember. I know it's tough to remember names, but was there anyone you do remember training with as far as the name goes?
Yeah, I got to work with that Marina
Oh, Marina
Morozo. I
Rose,
think
awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I got to work with her a bit, and yeah, she's tough as hell. I look forward to watching her fights, and I got to train with her, so that was cool. I got to work with her name was Montegu. She fights in PFL. I
Okay.
got to work a lot with her. Honestly, all the girls were so good there. Like their team is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the UFC, I would say,
Yeah, those are the two. That kind of
yeah.
makes sense. And I know you train with Ashley Nichols, who you referenced here. And I've known Ashley forever. I think I interviewed her for like a Muay Thai fight like ages ago. So she's obviously a good asset to have with the stand up, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's so funny. Ashley and I were like the yin to the yang. Like my strengths are her weaknesses, and her strengths are my weaknesses.
Yeah.
So it's like when we go, it's like we bring the best out of each other. I love working with her.
Yeah, that's awesome. And any plans to go back to ATT after this fight, or is it just like you're going to kind of wait and see what happens? Because I was going to say, like travel wise, it probably is a bit better for you to go down to Florida.
It's way better travel wise. Like I can leave in the morning and still catch an evening practice
Yeah.
there, which is huge. You know what I mean? Like you don't want to kill a day of training because you're traveling. And I would have to do that on either side going to Vegas, coming and going. Whereas with Florida, it's like I got a session in the morning, and then I flew out in the evening, and then right away in the morning there, and then coming home I got to spar there in the morning, and then I left late in the evening. So it's far easier to definitely travel. So moving forward, I do definitely plan on going back there. I built a great relationship with the coaches there, and I absolutely loved it there. So yeah, it's I plan on going back, and because I discovered how much of a great experience it was going kind of outside of camp to Vegas, I could see me doing that as well. Like it kind of after this fight, you always learn stuff from the fight. You don't know what I'm gonna learn yet, so I don't know if I'm gonna go out of camp or in camp, but either way, it's good options. I've got good options both sides.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. As far as the weight cut goes, is Aaron still working with you on that? Jeffrey, who by the way will be making his Bellator debut in a few weeks here.
Yeah, Aaron's the man. Jeffrey Nutrition. He keeps me perfect. I never have to worry about my weight. Anytime I got a question, quick message, and it's good. He obviously knows how to cut weight. He's in the game. He knows what to do and everything. So he's my go-to.
Chris Prickett will be in your corner. Who else is going to be in the cage with you?
Yeah, so this time I'm doing Chris Prickett. I have Matt DiMarcantonio.
Oh, of course, Matthew. Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, and then Lucas Body. So he's a boxer. 11-0, 11 KOs.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking for on the feet as a
Yeah.
knockout to impress him. But then at the same time, I want to finish to impress my other coaches. So we'll see which one I get. But yeah, I'm going Lucas Body in my corner. I've been working with him. I've been working with him since a little bit before Contender Series. But this is the first time that he's gonna corner me, and it's been awesome working with him.
How's this fight playing out on June 18th?
With my hand raised, money's a very motivating factor for this fight for me. I want that 50K, man. I want that bonus. So I'm gonna be hunting the finish hard, both on the feet and on the ground. I don't know where she's gonna give it to me, but I want to. I've been trying to figure it out both sides.
Okay. What's downtime looking like during camp? I don't know if you're watching any Netflix or anything. I know you're busy. You're everywhere, training, traveling, you name it. But what have you been up to as far as when you get that little bit of free time?
Other than sleeping, I really like cooking. So I've been doing a lot of cooking, and it's kind of like a meditative thing. Like especially on Sunday is a rest day, so I'll make like a nice big meal on Sunday. It's got a nice tomahawk steak in the fridge. I'm gonna
nice.
do up this week, and so yeah, I would say other than rest is cooking up something nice.
We're hearing some rumblings about the UFC maybe coming to Toronto in September. I imagine that would be, you're fighting in June. The timing would kind of work out pretty well. I don't know if you want to wait that long, but is that kind of what you're hoping for?
Yeah, ideally it's a little bit sooner. I hope they push it a bit sooner. But yeah, like my dream would be to fight in Toronto. I've been fortunate to be able to fight in Niagara Falls on one of the BTC shows.
Yep.
And just having all my friends and family able to come, it was like amazing. So being able to fight in Toronto would be nuts. Actually, for this fight coming up in Texas, we're bringing a whole bunch of guys from the team. They're coming down like a week early and training
Nice.
over at that B team. So there's I think 13 of us, or them, and then me and the coaches. All together, I think there's 20 people coming down for my fight, and so it's gonna be kind of like at home.
Good stuff. Well, we're looking forward to it. UFC Fight Night, June 18th. Jazz, always appreciate the time. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Obviously, I always want to always thank my coaches and my teammates. Niagara Top Team, best gym in the world, I believe. And look at my social media, Jasmine Jasudavicius, and of course, thank you so much for having me.